got two England fans here, some England fans that have been supporting England for a very long time. Tell us about how long you've not just been supporting England, but following them and going to tournaments.
So we've been following them since we were kids, but my first tournament was 20 years ago. Went to Portugal for Euro 2004. That was part of our golden generation. We should have won it then. I was there when Zidane scored those last 2-minute goals and couldn't talk for hours. I'm still hurting. But this year we're going to bring it home.
Yeah, are you guys feeling confident about England in this tournament?
We're definitely bringing it home. Ryanair, we're bringing it home in Ryanair.
What have you made of England with that first performance? Because there was a lot of people that were quite sceptical.
I'm actually one of those that say it's a tournament, a win's a win. It's a great start. We always get carried away, but I think Southgate's made us street smart. We can win these games. We couldn't do that before. I don't think we should fear anyone.
Are you happy with Southgate or are you Southgate out?
Nah, I'm happy with Southgate. You know, we've got a song for him and all, so...
Let's hear the song. What's the song?
What's the song?
Southgate, you're the one. You still turn me on. Football's coming home again.
Nice, I like it. Did you feel like he was very bold in his squad selection? Because a lot of people were saying that they saw a change in him and the players that he decided to not take.
His biggest criticism at every tournament is he goes with his favourites, the Mason Mounts, the Harry Maguires. He's actually picked players that are on form, that he's got that can actually play his systems. Look at the two changes he made in the game. Not everyone would agree, but they had a huge impact. That's why I think he's grown and the team's grown under him.
And I think it's the first England manager that's, chosen players based on their performance rather than their fame.
And going into the game this evening, unchanged starting 11 potentially, how would you feel about that?
I like that because you look at Man United, we change it up in our defence, it doesn't work. You need to build momentum, you need to build partnerships, understanding, so I think it's the right thing to do. And I think we should all back Phil Foden. And the likes of Palmer can come on and make a difference. It's one game though, he's had a bad game, but honestly, look at the season he's had. He's been one of the best players.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about Phil Foden. I mean, you're both Manchester United fans, but did you feel that people were too harsh?
I think Foden did have a bad game, to be honest with you, so maybe it was a chance to get someone like Palmer on board, or even Kobe Mainoo. Kobe Mainoo is the star. So Kobe Mainoo is the missing link of the tactics that Southgate wants to play. He just needs to realise that by giving him a chance to flourish in that opportunity.
So you would like to see Kobe Mainoo starting games?
100%. Kobe Mainoo, 100%. Different type of player than England has.
So people talk about who is the most important player for England. A lot of people going with Jude Bellingham, Harry Kane, etc. Would you say, who do you think is the most important? Would you say Kobe Mainoo?
Not at this stage right now. I would say Harry Kane, but he didn't play with his heart the other day. But Harry Kane is someone, if he puts his passion into it, he can bring it home for us.
What I like about this England team, sorry to come in, was back in the day we talk about individuals who were the game changers. I think now we're talking about a squad. And it takes a squad to win a tournament, and I think that's what we have. So when you say who is the main player, I think we've got many who can come together and win this.
Trent Alexander-Arnold, where do you stand on it?
It's an interesting one because if you listen to Roy Keane, he goes against the bigger teams like France. He's going to be, they're going to get past him. I think we've got to back him. His creativity is amazing. And with Declan Rice there, I think we've got huge potential. What do you think?
I think he's not used to playing in that position. He only played with Liverpool a few times in that midfield position. Defensively, he's a bit weak, but he can play those balls forward, just like Paul Scholes used to do, David Beckham used to do, but he needs runners. Harry Kane is not a runner that's going to run in behind the ball for him.
So would you like to see Ollie Watkins or Ivan Toney be more involved?
100%. We need someone that can make those runs for Trent to see it, or Kobe Mainoo to see those runs and put that ball through.
Now, talking about Man United, Luke Shaw, has he made the right decision taking him despite this injury?
On his day, Luke Shaw is one of the best left backs around, but he's so fragile. Unfortunately, we're already seeing it. How many games is he actually going to play?
Well, we don't have too much choice in that position, though. So I do see what Southgate's doing. If he's fit, he's going to play, because left side, that's our issue right now.
And when you look at it from a Manchester United perspective, Luke Shaw is very important on that side, but do you sometimes question how long can Man United go with him being injured for so long? Do you think it's time to maybe cut the cord, or do you think that Man United, he's still very important for them?
I think this season is going to be the most telling after Sir Alex Ferguson. We've got the Glaziers are still there, but we've got a new group running the show. I think this is going to be telling, will they actually stick with players that probably should have gone ages ago? So we could probably answer that in a few months. Probably we don't stick with these kind of players anymore.
We need to replace him, yes, but we need to keep him for another season because we got other important positions we need to replace.
Good point.
We don't have the money for replacing every left back as well as defence and mid.
I was going to say, what areas need replacing or players?
I think defence is our main thing, and then we need a world-class defensive midfielder. Kobe Mainoo's there. We need a partner next to him, a Kante type of player.
Look at when we had the FA Cup final, Martinez and Varane on form. It just shows the difference of having world-class players there, so I agree. Let's sort that out and then maybe get a striker in who can get the goals.
Harry Maguire didn't go to the Euros. Like we said earlier, Southgate normally, he's normally Southgate's favourite, isn't he? What was your reaction to it?
I completely get why he's done it, but we feel a bit weak in that position. But the young kid from Crystal Palace had a cracking game, so whatever Southgate decides, we back.
He's had a cracking season for Palace. He's absolutely cracking season. He can take players on. He can take on 3-4 players, no problem.
And Marcus Rashford did not make it. We know that it's been a very difficult season. Do you think that, again, that was the right decision to give him the summer?
So 100% because Southgate, I respect that he's basing it on form. And if he's not on form, then unfortunately, as superstar as you are, you need to be dropped for this one.
I agree, and selfishly as a Man U fan, it'll be good for him to have a rest finally. He's always had a lot of pressure since he was a young kid. But look at the FA Cup final. It could be a quarter-final, semi-final against a big team. He could make the difference coming off the bench. But
do you think that there might be a point where England could miss him?
Potentially, but again, respect Southgate. Over the season, Rashford's not been good enough, but we know with the rest, he'll get back to his form.
And transfers. If an offer comes on the table for Marcus Rashford, what do you think the club should do? I'm talking, if a £70 million offer was to come on the table, what do you think?
It's a tough one. If it's a big offer, which I don't think it will be, we need the funds. So I think it's time to part, unfortunately. But if we don't sell at that price, then give him another chance.
So it's got to be, if it's not a big money offer, then Marcus Rashford should stay. But
you say 70 million. 2 years ago, I think as a young kid, he was rated in the top 5 youngsters, probably about 140 million. So for his value to half, I don't think that's good enough. We should keep him.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.